My dear students, I am welcoming you all to my economics classes. So this year you have enrolled for PUC first year. So I opted the section arts or commerce. So due to the corona pandemic, so we are not able to open the colleges. So as an alternative provision, we are actually going for these online classes. So this is the first economics online class. So I heartily welcome you all to my class. So first of all, we should know in the first year in the subject economics what we are going to study. So for that, we should know about the prescribed textbooks for the PUC first year classes. So in this year, we have got two textbooks. One is Economic Development of India and the second one is Statistics for Economics. Now I am going to deal with Statistics for Economics, and it is Statistics for Economics. So as you know, here we find two subjects or two words. One is statistics, another one is economics. So we should know what these two words actually mean or what these two subjects contain. First of all, we must know that we are mainly interested in the study of economics. So our aim is to what? To gain knowledge, to understand the subject economics, and at the same time we should know the application of statistics in economics. So that is important. So you would have studied about these two subjects in your high school level. Statistics is the part of mathematics, and in statistics in your high school studies you have actually studied how to calculate arithmetic mean, how to calculate standard deviation, how to represent the statistics in diagrammatic forms, that is bar diagram, pie chart, and different things that has been actually studied in high school level. You are somewhat familiar with the subject statistics, and economics also you know in your social studies as a small part you have studied about economics. Now in this textbook, I am going to start with the first chapter, that is chapter number 1, which is called as actually chapter 1, that is introduction. So we are going to understand the introduction of statistics in economics. For that purpose, we will start with economics first. What exactly meant by economics? So economics is defined in different ways. The main prominent founders of modern economics are actually Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall, and Leonel Robbins. But in your textbook, so as to understand basic knowledge of economics or basic subject matter of economics, so they have given the definition of Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall is one of the founder economists, modern economists, and he has given a definition which is well known as welfare definition. So what he says actually, economics is a subject which is concerned with or which studies man in his ordinary business of life. That is, so here what we understand actually, economics is study about man, and man is involved in some certain activities or he has got his own ordinary business. So as to understand this definition, ordinary business of life, so we have to actually understand certain concepts or terms in economics. So what are those terms? If you understand those terms gradually, then you can easily understand what is meant by ordinary business of life. So first of all, so let us understand the day-to-day activities in the lives of human beings. So there are different concepts of the terms. The first one is actually consumer. Consumer. So who is called a consumer? So according to the explanations given in the subject or in the textbook, a person who purchases the goods and services, who purchases, that means what? Paying the price, purchasing the goods and services for his own consumption or for the consumption of the family, or to give a gift to somebody else. So he is going to purchase the goods and services in the market. So for the purpose of consumption, he is going to have the goods and services. Therefore, that person is called who wants the goods and services, purchases it in the market, and he is called as consumer. So first of all, what now? Goods and services. That we know every day we are going to consume certain goods and services. So one who is going to have it in the market, he is called as consumer. Then these goods and services have to be produced now. These goods and services have to be produced, then only we will get in the market, and he is called as actually what? Producer. So these are the terms which you should understand while understanding the subject matter of economics. Producer, a person who is going to produce the goods and services using the factors of production or using certain things, inputs. He is going to produce the goods and services in the market, and he is called as actually what? Producer. And then one more thing you have to understand is actually service holder. Service holder. The service holder is a person who has got a skill or inherent characteristic so that he can provide the service to the society. But he may be involved in a job, he should get a remuneration for that, or he should get the money for that. He is called as service holder. For example, I am a lecturer, I am going to teach you, so then I will get the salary, so I am a service holder. If there is a doctor, the doctor is actually what? He is going to cure the diseases by providing the medicines, so he is a service holder. So like this we have got ample different types of service holders in the society. And then service provider. Service provider. So the service provider is actually a person who employs the service holders, pay for them, get the services from them, and he is going to provide the services to the society. So he is called as service provider. Maybe an entrepreneur, maybe the owner of a factory. So like this, he is going to provide the services to the society. So he is called as service provider. So by these things, what we understand actually is consumer, producer, service holder, service provider. So by this, we understand that The people, they are actually involved in many economic activities. So we should understand what is exactly meant by economic activity. We purchase the goods and services. One is producing goods and services. Another one is actually what? He is in a job, getting the money for that. One more person is who is providing the services to the society. So all these terms indicate, or these activities indicate economic activities. That is, they are gainfully employed. They are gainfully employed. So what is meant by gainfully employed? Gainfully employed means, so he is doing certain activity, which activity will fetch him or give him, provide him the money or certain amount. That is what he gets the remuneration for that, and that is called as gainfully employed activity. That is economic activity. So therefore, ordinary business of life means the activities which are actually what? Economic activities or gainful activity, gainfully employed activities. For example, a farmer is working in a field, a worker is working in a factory, or like this. So a person is actually involved in selling the goods and services. So all these are actually called as economic activities. So studying about the economic activities is called gainfully employed, or it is called as ordinary business of life. So therefore, basically economics is concerned with what? Ordinary business of life. Now, in this textbook, which is designed by the NCERT, so they have actually introduced in a narrative manner with a story. So you might have heard about Aladdin. So Aladdin had a magic lamp with him, and with that magic lamp he was able to satisfy all his wants. If you rub the magic lamp, genie will appear, and that genie will provide everything he wants. Therefore, even though Aladdin has got the unlimited wants, but all the wants are almost satisfied. He wanted to woo the daughter of a king, and everything he got, the riches and everything, palace, everything he has got. So that is the story. That means what? Actually, every person has got unlimited wants, but all the wants cannot be satisfied, because every person do not have a lamp like Aladdin. Aladdin has got the lamp, magic lamp, therefore he can satisfy all his wants, but we don't have the magic lamp. Therefore, we cannot actually satisfy all our wants. That is the basic idea in economics. That means what? We have got unlimited wants, but we are going to satisfy only the most urgent wants. We are going to satisfy which are very important to us. That is, we have got limited resources. It is extremely important. So nothing, that is, we cannot get something for nothing. That means what? Actually, we cannot satisfy all the wants with our limited resources. The resources are limited. Therefore, for example, you have got the pocket money. Every day while going to the colleges, you will have the pocket money with you, and that pocket money is limited. And with this limited pocket money, even though you want to purchase many things in the market, but you cannot purchase all the things, because your money or the resources is actually what? Limited. So this limited resources is the actually what? The basic problem of the economy. The resources are limited, wants are unlimited, therefore we cannot satisfy all the wants at all. So in one's life, we cannot satisfy all the wants. One more thing is, this scarcity of resources is not only confronted or met by consumer, so it is also faced by producer. So he cannot produce anything he wants, because he has got the factors of production in a limited manner. Therefore, he has also got certain limitations. For example, the land is a factor of production. The land is limited. So a producer can use this power for the production of a particular commodity, but he cannot use the same land for different purposes. That is actually what the factors of production or the resources are limited, as well as they are actually what? They have got alternative uses. They are scarce in nature, they have got alternative uses. Actually, this is the definition of Leonel Robbins, but they have not mentioned the definition at all. So we should understand all the economic problems arise due to scarce resources which have alternative uses. These alternative uses make it more scarce. It means what actually what? So the land can be used, limited land can be used for what? Factory, or for construction of the roads, or it can be used for the production of the crops, or even the food grains, or not even apart from the food grains you can produce something else, even commercial crops, the same limited land. It means what actually? The land is limited, the resources are limited, therefore the problem arises. So that we should understand. So due to the scarce resources which have got alternative uses, all the economic problems arise. So therefore economics is concerned with actually what? Economics is concerned with dealing with what? The scarce resources which have got alternative uses, and those resources should be wisely used. Your pocket money you have to use in a wise manner so that you will have the maximum satisfaction. In the similar manner, so in the entire economy, the scarce resources must be wisely utilized. So that is the what you say, it is the problem of what actually? The problem of choice. The scarce resources which have got alternative uses, they are responsible for what actually? The problem of choice. So therefore the problem of choice arises in economy. In any economy, the problem of choice arises. So we have to make the best utilization of the resources, and we have to make the choice among the resources as well as among the alternative uses. Now we can go for certain basic concepts in economy, or the basic studies or different sections which are studied in economics. So now this economics actually contains the study of certain things like consumption, production and distribution. So let us understand what actually meant by this. So these are the activities in economy, or in any economy, or in the economics. We are going to study about these activities. First of all, let us see consumption. So the consumption is actually what? Using the goods and services for the satisfaction of our wants. But we are going to purchase the goods and services. We have got the limited resources. With the limited resources, we are going to have the goods and services in the market. Then we will purchase those goods and services which will satisfy, which will have the maximum satisfaction. That is what? Our limited resources are used to purchase the goods and services in the market, and then those goods and services are used or consumed by the consumer. Therefore this is called the study of consumption. Purchasing the goods and services in the market, using them for the satisfaction of wants, and that is called as actually what? The study of consumption. And the second one is production. So these are the actually what? Different activities in economics. Different activities in economics. So now production. This production is actually what the producers, they are going to produce the goods and services with what? With the factors of production. Using the factors of production. They have also got the limited resources. With the use of the limited resources, they have to produce more. They want to gain profit, isn't it? So therefore, the production is also an important activity in economics, and these activities, the goods and services, the inputs and the outputs, the study about these things, the usage of the what? The natural resources or the factors of production by the producer, and producing the goods and services is called the study of production. And then distribution. So distribution is nothing but the goods and services are produced. The value of these goods and services, or the value of the final goods and services, is called the national income, or it's called as GDP, gross domestic product. And now this gross domestic product, they have been actually distributed among the factors of production. So rent for the land, and wages for the labor, and interest for the capital, and then profit for the organization. So distributing the national income, GDP, that is, among these factors of production in the form of rent, wages, profit and interest is called the study of distribution. So that we should understand, these are the main activities in economics, or main study in economics. But in the modern economy, we are also dealing with certain new economic problems like poverty, unemployment, and how to make the utilization of this natural resources, allocation and utilization of the natural resources. There are many problems they have been met with or faced with what? By the government in the modern economy. So those are also included. The monetary system, everything, they have been actually included in the study of economics. But basically these are the three important categories where we are going to actually study or deal with. Now we will come to, so we now understood what is actually economics. So economy, that is concerned with what? Actually economy concerned with the ordinary business of life. It studies the man who is involved in consumption, production, distribution, along with some modern problems that arise in the economy. Now let us go for the second subject, that is statistics. We are going to use statistics in economics. Why statistics is actually needed? What is meant by actually statistics? So that we should understand. Statistics is a branch of mathematics actually. It's a branch of knowledge as well as branch of mathematics. And statistics has been defined in two ways. That is in two senses. One is actually called as plural sense and another one is singular sense. In the plural sense, actually statistics is just a word. Statistics means systematically collected data or numerical informations. Statistics means data, statistics means numerical facts, that's all. So that is in the plural sense. That is, statistics is a word, that's all. It is not a subject in the plural sense. It is just a word which means systematically collected data. But we are going to use the word or the subject statistics in singular sense. In the singular sense, statistics is actually a science of collection of data, representation of data, and then that is tabulation, representation and analysis of the data. Perhaps it is concerned with the numerical facts, but statistics actually means actually what? these are the activities. That means what? Actually collecting the data, representation of the data, and then analysis or interpretation of the data. So it is a science. Statistics is a science which is used in economics. Actually, statistics has got wide range of usages. It is used even in physics, chemistry, biology, sociology. So in different humanities or different subjects, art subjects as well as science subjects, the statistics actually used. That means there is a wide usage of statistics. Now, this statistics, the subject statistics has been used in economics also, because in economics we want, especially in the modern economics, we want certain techniques or the tools of statistics so as to arrive to certain conclusions. Therefore, we are going to use statistics in economics. So now, as we know, the statistics is, as now we understood that statistics means numerical facts in plural sense. Statistics means a systematic branch of knowledge, a scientific study of numerical facts. That is what? It is a subject. Collection, representation, analysis and interpretation of the data. So that is concerned with statistics. That is the subject matter of statistics. Now, in economics, we are going to have different economic phenomena. For example, we want to study poverty, unemployment, the production levels of different crops, right? And the growing population, and all these things, they need statistics, they need facts. For example, in a particular year, we have so many million tons of production of rice. It has been increased to certain so many millions in the next year or after certain expiry of the period. It means there is a rise in the production of crops. It is actually stated in terms of statistics, in terms of numerical facts, in terms of figures. Therefore, statistics is extremely important in economics. Then why statistics? So it is also very important thing. Why we need statistics? Or it is also, it is given in the question for 4-mark question, that is the usage of or the importance of statistics in economics. So we know that statistics is used widely in economics, and the economic activities have been given a scientific approach or scientific touch with the usage of statistics, that we know. Now, what is the importance of statistics in economics? So that should be clearly understood. Now, all the economic activities, they have been actually what? They have been analyzed or they have been represented with the use of statistics. Now, the statistics is extremely important for the following reasons. So in the textbook, they have narratively given the answer for this, but we have to answer in what? In sentences, in points. The statistics subject is extremely important in economics because of the following reasons. The first one is, the statistics will give you the exactness, or it is also called as accurate. So statistics will provide the accurate idea or the exactness of the things. For example, in a particular place, earthquake has taken place. Due to the earthquake, if we say hundreds of people have been died, but it is a vague concept. We don't know the exact figure there. Hundreds of people. How many people died? We don't know. But if you say exactly there are 310 people died in earthquake, it will give you the accurate information. It will give you the exact idea. So like this, so the exactness and accuracy is obtained using statistics in economics. So that is the first important thing that we should understand. That is, statistics is exact, it will lead to exactness, it will lead to accuracy. And then the second one is, so it will condense the data. So in economics we have got what? In economics we have many huge bulk of informations, but using statistics you can reduce the voluminous or the bulk size, what you say, data into a small one, in a summarized manner, in a brief manner. So you can, you can condense the data. One simple example. If you want to calculate or if you want to know the incomes of the huge section of people, like there are many people and you are going to study the income of all the individuals, then it will be a bulk data. In a locality, for example, in a particular place, you want to know the incomes of the people, different families or the different people. Then if you want to get the information and if you want to know all the informations individually, it will be a bulk, it will be a huge data, mass data. Then it is rather difficult to handle that mass data. Then you can go for a statistical tool that is called as actually what? The average income. The average income, it is one representative data of this all the incomes. So how it is calculated, we will understand in the next chapter. In the consequent chapters we are going to understand all these things. That is representation, calculations of these averages, and calculation of what you say, the measures of dispersions, and in the next chapters we are going to study all these things. But the huge data, the voluminous data has been reduced or condensed to a single number, that is called actually what? Average. So we can say the average income of the people in this locality is what? That we can easily say by calculating it. So that is the statistical tool. So we can easily actually what? Represent the entire huge data into a single data or into a single numerical fact, and that is the bulk data has been actually reduced. So it will make the further analysis of the what to say the economic phenomena in an easy manner. We can handle it using this statistical tool. Using the average we can calculate many things. So therefore this it will condense the data. It is also extremely important. And third one is, yes, we are going to actually what? We are going to study the relationship between different variables. Relationship between different economic factors. Actually they are called variables. So we can easily compare, we can easily understand the influence of one factor on the other factor. So that is studied using the statistics. For example, if you want to study the impact of rise in the price of a commodity for the demand for the commodity in the market, what happens or what is the influence of the rising prices on the demand for the commodity, That means how price and demand are related, how these two variables move. That means what? So we can understand the influence of price on demand, price on the selling of the goods and services, and the increase in the population and the consumption level. So all these things, that means what? Different factors have been actually analyzed. They have been actually what? They have been discussed using the statistical tool. That is the relationship. It is extremely important. In economics, the different relations have to be actually understood. So it leads to law of demand, law of supply, law of consumption. So all these things are actually what? Studied using statistics. So that is also extremely important. And fourth one is actually the fourth one is the statistics is actually what? Used for formulating plans and policies. Formulating plans and policies. So we should know this one. That is what every government, it wants to have its own plans, future plans. In statistics, we are going to study about the future trends. The future trends have been actually, that means what? We are going to have future trends. So what happens in the future? Using the future trends, the formulation of plans and policies are actually done. So using a particular statistical tool, what happens in the next year? What happens in the future? At any point of time, for example, the import of oil or petroleum product have to be done by a government. Then, so what is the requirement of the volume of petrol that has to be actually imported now? And when the population increases, so the economists will study the increase in the population in the future. And in the future, at a particular point of time, what is the actually volume of petrol or petroleum products that is needed? So that can be actually what? Studying the future trends, we can formulate plans and policies. For example, we have to eradicate poverty, we have to generate employment opportunities. Then how to do this one? So we have to collect the informations about what the existing economic status of the people in the country, the existing unemployment problem or the volume of unemployment in the economy. So using all these ideas, the government will be taking certain decisions or it will formulate plans. You know about 5-year plans? In the 5-year formulation of the 5-year plans, statistics is vastly used because everything depends on statistics. So therefore, and then to draw the policies, economic policies, so that the standard of living of the people can be raised, so their lives can be improved. So that can be done using these policies, formulating the policies. Therefore, statistics is extremely important in economics. So these are the importances of the statistics. So while writing the answer in the examination, we should provide what? We should give all these points actually with an example. That is, these are the examples, or these are the importances of the statistics in economics. Now, after knowing this, let us come to the conclusion now. Actually, let us have a quick glance or summary what you have studied actually. First of all, we have studied about economics. What is economics? Again, it is the study of man in the ordinary business of life. Then what is ordinary business of life? It is nothing but economic activities, studying about the economic activities. And then we have studied about what actually economics contains: consumption, production and distribution, along with modern economic problems. And then especially the data which have been actually used, the numerical facts, may be quantitative or qualitative, which will be understood in the next chapter. So in detail, what is meant by quantitative data and qualitative data, so that will be understood afterwards. But we are going to collect the data, informations. And then what is statistics? It's also extremely important. The statistics is a subject it is used in two senses, one plural sense as well as singular sense. The singular sense, it's a science, it's a branch of knowledge which studies about what? Collection, interpretation, representation and analysis of the data. So therefore, the usage of statistics in economics, that has to be actually understood. And then why we are going to use statistics in economics, that is the exactness that will be actually obtained. Accuracy can be obtained by using the statistics. We can actually condense the data, we can formulate the policies and plans. So therefore, statistics is widely used in economics. Now, after knowing briefly about this chapter, you have to actually write the answers to the questions. But at the end of the NCERT textbook, certain questions have been actually given, but you need not answer those questions. For the sake of knowledge, you can try for answering the questions. But in this our department, that means PU department, has actually allowed us to provide a question bank. The question bank contains the different types of questions: 1 mark questions, 2 mark questions, 4 mark questions, project oriented, assignment oriented questions, and these questions have to be answered. So if you approach your economics lecturer in your college, so he will give the entire informations about this question bank, and the question bank has to be properly referred, and the questions have to be properly answered. So you answer the questions from the question bank only. So that is a very important thing. And then if you have got any doubt, you can clarify the doubts with consulting your lecturer or even the expert resource persons. But this in this limited time, I tried to give the brief knowledge about what the first chapter, the relationship between statistics and economics. So thank you.